Yeah.
Guess who's back? Back again.
Bro.
What's up?
Good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome back to Lie to Yourself.
I don't have a bra on.
Y'all, Crystal was out here giving off a show. Lord,
Raising
I'm
my
trying to get your
hand.
Brittany.
Luckily, I caught it.
That's what you've known for so long. And for me, like a person like me who's been in a relationship for such a long time, even though I didn't realize how toxic it was until the end. So y'all are gonna think I'm super weird, okay? Fun fact, Lady J is real weird about her food, okay? But my whole entire life, I was like, white sauce does not belong on spaghetti, and chicken definitely don't belong in those spaghetti. No, I grew up, for real, listen, I'm just text real quick, and I'm gonna just, hey, how you been? How's work?
I love food. I won't call myself a foodie, but Lady J, I am like an experienced girl, right?
Okay.
The plating matters to me, right? If I
You're
go
right.
somewhere,
Good night, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Thank you guys for coming back to be with us for another episode of Lie to Yourself, Not to Me, Real Talk with Lady J. I thank y'all for joining us on this Friday. It is time to introduce or bring in my friend, my co-host, Miss Crystal. Plating matters, doll. Plating matters.
plating plating always matters. Can you hear me okay?
I hear you perfectly.
Yeah, that intro never gets old, and we'll probably be saying that forever. If we ever redo that intro, I'm gonna be sad.
Right?
Plating matters.
Right? Like I can't imagine like not having that as intro, like forever and ever. Hey, Black Hole Cairo, how are you? Thank you for joining. I appreciate you.
Hey
Thank you
team,
for greeting the
hey.
room. You know how I love that. So Miss Crystal, how was your week?
Yeah.
You know, we always have to do like our weekly catch up.
I have 3 reasons why my week was great.
Oh, okay, okay.
First, what's your favorite Mariah Carey song? Don't tell me you're not a Mariah Carey fan. I'm being annoyed.
No, I think her very first one, and then she did one with Busta Rhymes that was like, I love that song. Hey, Relationship Gumbo, thanks for joining in.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that was a good one.
so
Well,
her very first one, I think. Oh, and the one she did with whatchamacallit. Um,
hey
uh,
Ralph.
what's his name? God. Oh, Dirty Bastard. Oh, Dirty Bastard. That was a good one
Okay,
too.
okay. So you like the fantasy era? That's cool. That's
Okay.
cool. I'm a Honey album girl. I'm an Emancipation of Mimi girl. But this week I went back to the original, right? And I must say, Music Box was probably one of my favorite Mariah Carey albums ever. The entire album. I don't care which
Yes.
song.
Oh,
I'll
Dirty
play the
Bastard.
whole
Thank you.
album. Music Box was a great one. But it was a good week because every week, or fun fact about Crystal Dominique, every week I actually do have an artist that I'll just run with, and I'll just like play all their music and whatever just gets my endorphins going. And Mariah Carey was it this week for me, and that made it a great week. It was very nostalgic, and she actually had some good hits back in the day. So go back to old 90s Mariah, y'all, for anyone who cares for a little pop groove slash slow. You know, she got this R&B ballad thing going on in the 90s that was just really good. So that made it a great week for me. Thank you for sharing and indulging on your favorite Mariah Carey song. Also, so I'm coding, right? I don't know how much I've shared this on the show, but for my current job as a content creator, I have to code for this project that I'm on, and I'm
Okay.
learning all things coding. And it's been a rough week, rough 2 weeks.
Okay.
Trying to like any coders out there in the world, when you're trying to figure out one thing, it's one thing to write code. It's another thing to figure out where your code broke, right? So I've had some major projects this past week that I had to figure out, like build entire pages and really figure out on my own why the code was breaking. And you got starter divs, ending divs, all types of stuff when it comes to HTML code. You can write it all day, but when it breaks, you got to figure out how to fix it. And I have finally gotten to a place where I'm fixing it and not spending 10 hours creating a web page. So with that said, that made this week good too. And then last but not least, I blocked a couple people this week, and that felt good too, because blocking is good for my peace. So,
I agree.
and for a fun fact,
Vision of love.
I had
Yep.
enough time to shower, shit, and shave before the show. Okay, so that made it a good week. Oh man, okay. What about you, Ben? How was your week?
Oh, honestly, I had a very interesting week, which kind of leads into our topic this evening. But I've had, I don't know, I've had honestly, fun fact, Lady J has had like this kind of like emotional roller coaster of a week, where I don't know, it's just been, I've been kind of like self-evaluating and dealing in feelings and emotion, and so like I've been kind of like ugh for the week. So not too bad, because I always listen, I always pick them bootstraps up and get it going, like we just keep it pushing.
Sometimes we gotta put our big girl panties on, sometimes and keep it moving. Oh, I miss Ralph's statement. You treated me kind.
Oh, she about to give us the whole concert, y'all.
We'll save that for later. We're
gonna say that for later. Okay. Yeah. So I've just kind of been like self-evaluating and dealing and doing those things, and then trying to prep. I'm trying to like set a date for the birthday thing. So I'm really trying to like get my life together so I can set a date so that we can like, so you can be aware and be like, okay, yeah, I can or can't.
Yeah.
Can
you please keep me in the know? It's not that. It's just me over here and my cat. So you can come through anytime and I'm gonna hang out. I don't have a whole lot going on other than my 9 to 5, right? And then spending time with you all on these Friday nights. But when my friends come to see me and I promise outings, I like to be able to show up and show out. Yeah. So definitely keep me in the notes so I can make sure it's a good time when you come visit. Reminder for our new listeners, or if you missed this last week, Lady J's coming to VA for her birthday. And then we're going to do a Philly trip, right? I'm from Philly, so she's going to come to VA. We're going to spend some time in VA or go right to Philly. I don't know, but either way, like make it like a entire week thing, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Listen, I'm trying to see if I could take 10 days. I'm just trying to see if I could deal at my daughter's house for 10 dang on days.
Yes. Oh, and I have to tell you, I have time off, so I have to give you that week, because if we can match it, it'll be good for me.
Yes.
Let's try to match it.
Yeah. So I am trying to, because I have decided, as I said, to once I hit 40, I was like, I did fit and fine at 40, and so I have decided to take time and do me for my birthday, because I did everybody else's birthdays real well. Okay, every year I do everybody else's birthday real well. Why can't I do mine? So that being said, I've decided to take some time for myself, and I'm gonna do my birthday. Bring it around.
Bring it around.
Yes, bring it around town, because I'm doing me.
You missed it.
I missed your. I missed your bring it around town. Yeah, y'all. You know what that means? Y'all. That means that Crystle D got a brown, because she was able to bring it around town up top. Okay, because she can't bring it around town. She already told us on the show she can't bring it around town if she ain't got that top part on. So we all miss Crystle D bringing it around town. So yes. Oh, and I had my G baby. I got my G baby. So I got my grandson this week. Oh my God, that is heaven. So honestly, got to take care of yourself. Yes. All the up and down, all the crazy that I have dealt with has kind of been eradicated, because I have my G baby with me. My grandson is here. He's so big. He's so cute. And he is a bundle of joy. Y'all, he leaned in and gave me a kiss today.
Aww.
Yes, he leaned in and gave me a kiss today. So I was like ecstatic about that.
Next time you got to bring pictures.
Oh God, right? I have millions of them, but I have to get them tonight. So that what you call it. I don't know what that is in the chat. I don't see it. I don't know if you see it, Crystle. I don't see it.
I do. Before we start the show, do you have anything else to say about your week?
Nah, I'm good.
You good? Good week? G baby.
Good week. Yes, G baby's here. That makes everything better.
Panties on, and we good to go. Can we toast Friday night? Because I realized we hang out together, and our audience members. We hang out with everybody on a Friday night. Shout out to you all listening to us on a Friday night, because some folks like to go out and do the most, but I really enjoy my Friday nights here with you all, and I just want to celebrate. So can we toast to Friday night? Yes, cheers!
Cheers to Friday night with Lady J and Crystle D.
Mm-hmm. Let's do it. All right, what are we talking about tonight, Lady J?
Without further ado, let's talk about what our topic is, and we have a special guest tonight. So let's
hold on. I got to toast with y'all real quick. I got
Lord, he just be Bogarting.
Yeah, man, I got that.
Show like that. I'm gonna need you to stop Bogarting.
He's just going Bogart the show. We were trying to be all lady like what I told you. Gonna put the whole Crown Royale in camera.
Nothing. You just like take it to the head.
All right, I'm out.
Jeez.
See what happened? See, you see how this works? Yeah. God have mercy. Okay.
Okay.
Back to what I was saying. You got your water.
Yes.
Those the wonderful people on Friday. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Apple. So we do have a guest this evening, but before I'm going to introduce our guest, and then we'll get into what our topic is because, well, no, we'll talk about the topic. We'll get to the topic. We'll talk about the topic, and then I'll introduce our guest. So this week's topic, we have 2 topics this week. We're kind of like tabooing
It's
it.
gonna be juicy. We're never this juicy, but this is a juicy night, y'all, and I'm excited for it because sometimes we got to talk real.
So tonight's topic is, God, how do I explain it? How do I explain it, Mike? I need your help. Throw my key out there. Tonight's topic is: does sex confirm a woman really is into you? And then our second topic is bedroom comfortability. What are you willing to do? So those are our topics for the evening. We are getting a little taboo. So disclaimer for y'all. So now, without further ado, I would like to introduce and invite our guest this evening. Can we get our guest to come on in? He's been here before, but he's one of my faves.
Yes. What's up?
I'm always excited.
Hey.
How are you tonight? Old head, how's your week been?
It's been one of those weeks where I had to finally cut the grass and all kinds of other stuff. Do that manly stuff.
Lord, he said the manly stuff. That's a whole other
do that and patching up stuff and stuff you usually do during the springtime.
So you just been being a manly man this week. That's what you've been doing.
Exactly.
Spring. Okay. So let's talk about this first topic. Okay. So of course, where do I live? All the time on TikTok. This conversation that I had was not necessarily on TikTok, but I did go through it this week on TikTok. The person that I had the conversation with was someone who I met on TikTok. So I had a conversation with a gentleman this week, and I don't remember how we got into it, but he asked me something about the 90-day rule. And he was like, why do women have that? And I was like, well, what do you mean? He was like, why do women have this 90-day rule? I watched the movie with Steve Harvey, this, that, and the other. He was like, like as men, we buy women meals, we buy them dinners, we open doors for them, we do this, we do that. Hold on, Crystle. Hold on. Just hold on. Give me some time. Give me some time to get into it. He's like, we do all this, and then then we get friend zoned it. Y'all got this 90-day policy, this, and this, da. He was like, and then we don't even get anything after doing all that. And I was like, well, because I never, me, I don't generalize. I can't speak to other women and what their policies are. I could speak to me. I don't have a 90-day policy. I need to feel secure. I need to feel safe. And when I say safe, I don't mean physically safe, which I do like that, but I need to feel mentally and emotionally safe with you before I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give up the cookies, right? I'm gonna do that, right? So he's like, well, I feel like the confirmation that a woman is really into you and really likes you is when she has sex with you. When you guys have intercourse, that is the confirmation. Wait, hold on. It gets better. I said, wait, what? He said, that's the most important part of you. That's the most important thing that you can give to someone. I said, wait a minute. I said, so it doesn't matter if I verbally tell you that I'm into you. It doesn't matter if a woman says it, shows it in other ways. Sex is it? He said, yes. He said, that's how men feel. That's how men feel? Yes, that's how men feel. I said, so you're saying that the most important thing that I have to offer is my body. That's what you're saying? Yes. So it doesn't matter if I bring peace, if I bring calm, if I bring like comfort to you, that doesn't matter. That's not the most important. The most important is me giving my body to you. That's the confirmation. Yes. I said, okay, so let me ask you something. In your logic, in your reasoning, the most important part of a person the most important part is to give yourself to somebody, correct? Yes. So your most important part of you is your body, right? You giving your body to someone. Yes. So what happens if you give your body to somebody and then you go give your body to somebody else? You just run around here giving your most important part of you to everybody? That's what we doing? That's what we doing. That's how we doing it? Oh, well, yeah, you're right. When I tell y'all I was floored, I was literally floored. And I was like, this cannot be because he didn't say this is just how I feel. He said men. So he generalized it as all men view it that way. Hey, counsel, how are you? Thank you for greeting the room. You know, I love it when you do that. That was his idea. All men view it this way. So I'm here with y'all. This all he wants. So yeah. So I'm here to bring it to y'all. I need to know. I need to know from a male perspective, like, oh, head, like, really? That's what it is? And Crystle, I want to know what you think. Like, because I talked about this all week on TikTok because I literally was floored by the conversation. You're good. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. Like, I literally was floored. So whoever want to go ahead. I think Crystle is ready to jump out of her seat right now.
I'm going to be polite and let our guests go.
Oh my!
I'm going to be polite tonight. What you got on this? So right. And can I sum that up too, just to make sure I'm following?
Oh, yeah.
And in order to confirm that a woman likes a man, this particular gentleman, and just full disclosure, this doesn't mean all men think like this, but I do want to say full disclosure, when we have these topics, it's not so much that everyone, you included, think exactly this way, but like, is this somewhat of are we on something as far as somewhat of a consensus that this could make sense logically as to why someone would think this from a male perspective? So I want to call that out, that it don't mean you think exactly like this.
No.
So what you're saying is, or what this gentleman said, from a male's perspective, I don't like you unless I'm giving up the cookie. Go, Unc, go.
All right. Oh man, that was just, I don't know. Just hearing it kind of burned some brain cells. But anyway,
thank God.
That means that, I mean, the way he's explaining it means that he hasn't grown up yet.
Ooh, how old is this man?
That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. That's something that you do in high school, junior high school, or whatever, because that's the only time when, you know, males and females start, you know, they start up that the sexual thing or whatever, and who they like and who they want to give it to and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's basically school stuff. If you a grown ass adult and you think that way, something is seriously wrong with you. You didn't come. You just didn't. You just didn't evolve at all. You haven't, because it's a lot more to it when you get older. You know, yeah. I mean, it's like I said, it's a liking and everything, but it's just a lot more put into it. It's just like having the ingredients to a cake or something. I'm gonna put it that way because she bakes cakes and stuff. So it's like having certain ingredients in a cake, right?
Yeah.
You can't make the right cake unless you have all the ingredients for it.
True.
So, I mean, you could add stuff to it or whatever. It might not come out the way you want it to. And that's basically how relationships are when you get older. It's things that you want out of relationships, or when you first start dating people, you're trying to, it's a feeling process. So once you start getting into people, you start, you know, figuring out their likes, dislikes, or whatever, and usually females don't, if they don't want to do anything with you or whatever, you know, they're safeguarding themselves. Apparently they went through some stuff even when they were younger or whatever, and they don't feel like going through the BS again.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's still girls that just do, and it could be to them casual. It's just casual sex.
Facts.
It's not
Facts.
like one night stands and all that other stuff or whatever. And you know, they just feel like doing it, and that's that. So that's just like saying every woman, like you said, every woman isn't the same. Every man isn't the same. So you can't put any of us in the same category and be like, that's just the same as me saying to Mike, oh man, women is a bunch of bees and this and that, and they always dogging men out, and they ain't satisfied with this, they not satisfied with that. And that's just the same as a woman saying all men are dogs. All men are dogs. You go out there, you can find yourself a good man or whatever, but sometimes you find them by not looking for them. When you look all the time, you start passing over what you really need. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody starts talking about the looks, the body, the money, all kinds of other stuff. But if you singling stuff out, you already messed up. You already failed. Period.
I agree. No, I agree.
So, you know, it's man. I like I said, I think old boy is just he's stuck. He's stuck back
so,
in the.
I'll flip this one with another question. Are we bipolar out here in these streets? Because if it's
Disagree?
not that, if it, huh?
No. Counsel said he has to disagree. I was curious as to what he was disagreeing with, but go ahead.
Oh, I agree totally with and I won't say agree totally because that's just from a male perspective, right? I appreciate your perspective. Because when I heard that, my first thought was, if it's not one thing, it's another. That was the first thing that popped in my head. Like, I felt like if it's not one thing, if it's another. Mm-hmm. If this topic is, you know, I'm not giving it up soon enough. If it's not that, we're talking about, I'm not going to respect her because she gave it up too soon. You know mm-hmm. what? And again, I'm not saying that, you know, all men think like this, but I feel like these are common conversations that we're hearing out here in these streets for me. That the topic of giving it up too soon versus not giving it up soon enough, like, I just feel like there's so much confusion out here that if you want to go into the comments, because there were a couple great comments, like if we're really focused on compatibility, mm-hmm. if we're getting away from the initial attraction, right? If we're getting away from this superficial attraction, right? These desirable attractions, right? If we move away from that, then we might actually get somewhere with people, because outside of that, like, it's just a bunch of chaos and confusion. And I agree with that this person seems a little lost and confused, that he needs some girl to bust wide open for him to know that she like him. I think he's lost and confused. Lost in translation. Please tell him to holler at me if he got some questions about that, but something's up. And I'm gonna leave it at
that. I definitely feel as though, oh Lord, I was about to say Mike about to bogart his way back up in here. I definitely feel like there is something, I don't know if it's a loss, because another conversation that we had, it was talking about long distance relationship. And the conversation with long distance relationship, it was suggested that if you go to see someone, right? Let's say I'm in a relationship with somebody long distance. I go to see them and I decide not to become intimate with them. I decide not to have intercourse with them. The statement was, what you come for? Wait, what?
Well, and I think that's something that's really important to point out. Like, that's what you are to them. So there's a difference, right? If you mm-hmm. are dealing with somebody where that's their only intention with you, then you are going to get that response. And that's a huge call out.
But now here's the thing though. What if it's not necessarily like that's what you are to them? What if sex to them is, because to me it seems as though that's the determining factor, is that for them, sex is how they translate and relate relationship.
No, if a guy says, Lady J, hold on, pause. Lady J,
I hear you.
I understand you trying to make sense of the shit that don't make sense. Listen, I hear you. Look, Lady J, we here. I get you. If a guy says to you or any woman, then what you come for, I'm sorry, I'm Judge Crystle D today. Where is what do you call that
Your
thing?
Gavel.
Where is my gavel? There is no reason for you to try to look into anything else other than that's your only purpose for him. Come on. There's no reason to be even more confused.
This is why I say that I hear you, because I do believe that there are some people who are like, that's all I'm looking for. This is this. But I do believe that there are people who, right, we have these 5 love languages, right? So if your first love language is touch, then for you, that is a big thing. Sex is a big thing.
It's not enough for you to say
connect.
But how you connect is different than in this moment. I don't want to do that. And your question, think about it.
I can enjoy
how you share
is a good thing.
Your how you lean more toward, like your how you mostly share and communicate your love for somebody is different than in a moment. I have decided not to sleep with you, and in this moment, because your love language is this, you can't decipher in a moment to be like, let me throw something out there. I had my situation that I was talking about last time, right?
Uh-huh.
I've been in a non-committal long-term thing for a minute. Like, I'm not in it, but it's like I've had this non-committal friend for a minute, right?
Yep.
We're non-committal, but we kick it. You know what I mean? We kick it. It's been like a 2-3 year thing. But the reason why that works is because I mean something more than just that. There's been times where I'm like, I ain't with it. And we have created dream boards, like, because we were working on our projects for the next move, and it's okay. And what I'm getting at is that was our number one purpose for ever kicking it, was that this was my link, right? This is my, what you call it?
But that's how that person is. I don't know a lot of men who do dream boards.
I'm not saying we gotta do dream boards. I'm just giving a point.
Sneaky.
I'm just giving a point. Help me out here. If that's your primary, even if that's your thing, that's the way you communicate. Would you ever tell a girl that you care about for other things, like, than what you're here for, if she has a moment and she don't want to get it in?
And so, because I know this person's conversation with people in a regular life scenarios, I feel as though I'm really not making excuses for them. I'm not trying to be like, no, well, it's this, that, and the other. I really think that in their mind, sex is the key. Sex is really like, that is really like, I really feel like they feel like sex is the key. This is how I know that you are into me. And it was because it was like, literally, it was shocking. It was off-putting. It was like, wait, for real? And they were like, yes, that's how I know. Why is that? Like, and they really couldn't conceptualize. They couldn't connect the dots. You know, I tell y'all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
okay.
and 4 and 8 don't match. So it's like, you can't connect the dots because 4 and 8 are missing. Literally, I think that is how they connect relationship. That is how they connect.
I get it.
Love. I don't know what happened. I don't know what.
I connect through words of affirmation, but if you are not giving me words for affirmation in this moment, I'm not going to be like, well, what you here for? Like, I think we need to understand. But Lady J,
listen, I am
making excuses for this person who's toxic.
No, I'm a firm believer that there are so many people who are really, there's a physical attraction. It will happen eventually. Work. Okay. I feel like there are so many people who are broken and who really don't realize that they are broken and that they have issues that they have. Like, when I tell you, I've had conversations with people who feel like everybody under the sun is disrespecting them. And then when you ask them, why is everyone disrespecting you? What is the situation? What is the case? And then you listen to the story, you listen to what it is, and you're like, in your mind, you're like, that's not really disrespect. That's just like you got a chip on your shoulder.
But
You know what I mean?
it's something that's embedded in him, and he refuses to let it go.
Yes, and I think that for this particular gentleman, that is how he connects. That's how he connects someone being interested in him. Now, do I absolutely 1000% agree with you in the sense that yes, artists and people like, yes, if you telling me that's all you want from me, then I'm really not, you really don't see me in any other light. There's just really no other light that you see me in. I got it. I get it. I promise you, I'm not so naive to the point to where I don't understand that it's folks out here that's just telling people stuff just so they get what they want. And it's folks out here that's just really just in this space of like, nah, I'm just here to hit it and quit it. I've been on this whole campaign of I need to know exactly what it is you want from me in this moment. You want to be cuddy buddies. You want to be friends with benefits. You looking to be committed. You looking to you want to get married in the next couple of days? Like, what you looking for? Like, I need to know, because I don't want to be playing up in here reading between the lines, okay? Because just because you like to flirt a lot, I don't want to be sitting up here trying to figure out what your purpose is. So I get that. But I think in this particular instance, I think this particular person, I think that they really connected that way. But I was curious to know, like, are there a large percentage of men, because I don't think every man thinks that way, but are there a large percentage of men that think that that is the case? Like, that's it? That's the end all be all. I give you, he's a weirdo.
I'm sure it is, because you got to think of how many men it is in the world.
Yeah, so, because I had the conversation on TikTok. As I do, because that's where I live. And there was someone who came into the box or whatever, and we were talking, and they were like, I hear what you're saying. And they actually brought up the fact that touch is their love language, and that's their first love language. And that was a big thing for them. And they kind of did think along that path somewhat. And they knew a lot of other men who thought that way. I was like, you're not serious, right? And they were like, yes, like I could really bring you a group of men who will tell you that's how they really feel. And I was like, this is insane. This can't be that's the determining factor. The determining factor is me giving myself to you physically. Me giving myself to you physically is the end all be all that you know. It don't matter that I said it. It don't matter that I done cooked you a million meals. It don't matter that I brought you comfort, peace, solace, all this other stuff. None of that matters. What matters is that I gave you my body. I gave you the cookies, the yams. So, that's what matters.
I think we're talking about different things here. I have to say, I think we're talking about totally different things. And I do understand the love language, the understanding behind the love language, right? Or the understanding that this particular person may receive love in this way and give love in this way. I totally understand that logic. And maybe I'm thinking about this different. That to say that someone likes you based on the decision for them to give their body to you, to me sounds different than, in a loving situation, I express my love and I like to receive love. I prefer to receive love. And I've taken tons of personality tests, right? I've done it for love language. I've done it for work. And in those personality tests, you learn this is your preferred, this is your natural way. Actually, that's the word they use in a personality test I took recently. This is your most natural state. This is where you're comfortable, is what you learn when you adopt these ideals that this is my way, right, of communicating. What that teaches you is you are most natural in this particular description, right? Mm-hmm. There is nowhere in these adoption of these personality traits and preferrals of how I prefer to communicate. There is nowhere that indicates that if you don't receive that in that moment, that you should be acting in a way where, if anything, I feel like you should learn how to adapt in situations when you're not getting that, right? If you're being a fair and committed partner, you should be able to adapt in a way where you can still communicate with someone respectfully if you're not getting the thing that you most naturally like move into. For example, back to the first statement, right? And I feel like it's taking me a minute to get here, but back to the first statement. So what you here for? That one was a little triggering for me. So I don't think it's okay for anyone. Well, sex is my love language, so why you here? No, that goes back into a lot of the toxic behaviors that we're putting out here in the world and treating people like shit. There are a lot of women in this world who don't have sex with people too soon for specific reasons that I'm called out, and it's like real traumas, like physical traumas, as the reason why women take their time with sex. And I don't understand. I don't think any man is in a healthy space if he could not take that moment to pause and say, sex is my love language, but I understand that you can't do that right now. Like, I don't understand that logic. I'm sorry.
No. And I agree. And you said it to me, for me at least, you said a very key word. You said if they, this, that, and the third. If. A lot of people don't get the if. They just go on this is how I feel, this is what I am, this, that, and the third. Because I also spoke to a different gentleman who, when we spoke on this conversation, he was like, nah, I actually turned a chick down. Like, this chick took her to dinner. And after the date, she was like, so wait, so we're not going back to your place? You're not coming back to mine? And he was like, nah, I'm not. And she was like, what? And he was like, you just assumed? She was like, yeah, I just figured, like, that's what was about to happen afterwards. He was like, I don't know you like that. This is our first date. Like,
yeah, because it does go both ways. It goes both. Things have changed over time. It's like crazy. It's like, wow.
Yes, not just physical.
And I've done the same thing. Like when I was younger, I was on the same side as old boy was and stuff like that. But then you start looking, like I said, you start looking at a lot of stuff as you get older. That's why it took me, I could have married my wife earlier than I had, but because I had issues and I didn't know, all right, am I going to be messing around or whatever? So I'm not going to marry her until I know for sure that I'm not going to do any of that stuff, because I'm not getting in the marriage to hurt her. This is a forever thing. So I just kept that low profile or whatever. And when it was time, then I popped the question or whatever. I was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm satisfied with the space that I'm in and the person that I'm with. So I don't have to run out there and try to find anything else. So once a man gets all of that stuff together, man, it's easy for them to find somebody. You don't even have to look far. It's easy for you to find somebody. Same with women. You just work on yourself, work on whatever habits you have when you was younger or whatever, get it out the way. And then when you know for sure, you're 100% sure that it's gone, it's done, you don't have no yearnings for this, that, and whatever, bar hopping or meeting people at the clubs and all kinds of other stuff. Then you just go on ahead, pop the question, get married, y'all cool. And we've been cool ever since. You know what I'm saying?
Like a whole moment, Lady J.
But this is the thing. Everything that he's saying is it. He knew that he was not in the position. When he first dealt with her, he wasn't ready. He was grown, but he wasn't ready. And here's the thing. This is my thought process. And I know, Crystle, you be like, Lady J, you just out here being super naive. You just giving people too much credit.
I don't think you're naive. I just think you're super nice and understanding.
It's not that. It's that I've learned, because so for me, like in that bear, for me, I know that it took me a long time to come to a space of understanding and healing and growth. I didn't know that I was dealing in a lot of bad behaviors and toxic behaviors until I really stopped, looked in that mirror and said, hey, what's going on with you? Why are you doing certain things? Why are you this, that, and the other? I didn't know that the reason that I was ending up in bad situations and bad relationships was because I was not healed myself. I was broken. So I was contributing a lot to the situation. That's why I'm a little bit more sympathetic. That's why it's not that necessarily I'm too nice, is that I recognize and I see when sometimes, oh yeah, you still broke. Yeah, you broken. You grown. You should know, right? You should be aware that this is a problem. It's a trigger. It's a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah,
But you
but
don't.
we're humans. We don't
But
see
don't.
everything. We don't
You
try
don't.
to see everything. That's
You
pretty much
don't.
what it is.
And so that's why I say, like, I get it, but I think this is a person who has not. And I had a friend, she went to therapy, and she said her therapist told her that people, so if you go through something as a child, right, and you never deal with that, you never reconcile that, you stay in that same space.
Mm-hmm.
You stay in the same space. You never really, like, if you don't heal from it, you don't grow from it, you stay in this, hi, Jay. You stay in this same spot. And so as an adult, you live that way because you don't heal from it. So it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of wherewithal to like get through it and get past it. And I think that I don't know what happened in that person's space, in that light, in their life, what made them think that that was the connection. Right. But I think that like there's something there that makes them really feel like that is the tie, because in conversations that we've had, that's been kind of their basis. Their basis has always been sex. It's always been intercourse. It's always been that. And so for me, it was just off-putting to hear that that's how you connect. That's how you connect that someone is actually fully interested in you, is that through intercourse, through sex. But I do want to speak to something that I don't know if you can find the comment, Mike, but I think it's, I don't know how to say his name. It's Council's comment, but it's Nemok or Nelmonk or something like that. Old Head, you said that, you know, sometimes you have to not look for somebody, that, you know, like you just being, you like it comes to you. If you're not looking, it won't come to you. I don't agree with that. I absolutely don't agree with that comment. I feel like sometimes that's when you find it most, is when you're not looking. Because I do agree with Old Head. When you are looking, you're pinpointing certain things. Oh, he too fat. Oh, he too old. Oh, he balding. Oh, he got these kind of comments. Oh, he's sexist. Oh, he's a narcissist. Like when you're looking, you're like so like dissecting. And so I did want to speak to that real quickly. If we're good on the whole, whatchamacallit, the whole like sex and like that's how you like somebody. But I would like to talk about that a little bit too before we go into our other topic, because I feel like a lot of times when you're not looking, you can be out and someone will just be in the right place at the right time.
That's true.
I just feel like a lot of times when you're looking for somebody, you're searching so hard that it's like, oh my God, I gotta find somebody, I gotta find somebody, I gotta find somebody. So you're so hard looking for something that you're missing what could be right under your nose, because you're looking for certain things a lot of times, right? I think so. Right? Like when you're looking, you have this checklist of things like, okay, I'm looking for, you know, you got to be like 6 foot plus this, that, and the other. Wasn't looking, he found his wife bowling. You got to be like 6 foot. You got to be this. You got to make this much money. You got to woo-woo. So you have this idea of things in your mind, whereas relations. So you have this idea of things in your mind where if you're not looking for that person, if you're not looking and then you stumble upon it, I personally think that there is that possibility. I don't think you have to be looking to find something. I don't know. That's just me. I mean, I think Old Head agrees. Crystle, what do you think?
I think that it's either or. I believe in destiny. I believe that we all have life paths that we're on, journeys that we're on, and we can we can try our best to control what that looks like, but the reality of it is, it's written already, and I believe that what is supposed to happen will happen. It sounds corny and cheesy, but
No.
if I was meant to meet, if my high school sweetheart, and I, fell in love at prom and married afterwards in high school, had 5 babies and lived happily ever after. It wasn't because I wasn't or I was looking. I believe that was the story that was for me during this time, during this particular time. I believe in all types of stuff, reincarnation. I believe that we come back again. So I believe that sometimes you got soulmates that you probably were dating and with and in love with in another lifetime, and they're meant to just teach you something now and move on. You're not supposed to see them again until the next go around. So, I mean, with that said, like, I think you guys are on to something. I think there's some truth behind it, but I don't necessarily believe that it's because I was looking or he was looking, he's not going to find it. I believe that we all have a life path and it's written already. And we're going to run into those and live the type of life that we're supposed to live in this moment.
That's understandable. I don't disagree. I'm definitely a person who believes that, I don't believe in coincidence. Mm-hmm. I don't believe in coincidence. I don't believe that we just by happen chance meet people. I believe that we absolutely meet the people that we are supposed to meet. Yeah. And they're in our lives when they're supposed to be. Now, whether they are supposed to be in your life for a lifetime or a season, it's completely different. Sometimes people are only meant to be there for a season. Sometimes people are meant to be there for a lifetime. And so I agree with you. I do. I agree with you. I don't believe in coincidence. I believe that, it is what it is.
It's all going to happen for a reason. So producer Mike's in the back seat telling us that he's excited for the other topic you wanted to talk about tonight. Did you want to drive that one home?
Here goes Mike and because of my. Okay, so story time.
Have we put this one in a bow on it? Have we got
good?
Our eyes crossed our teeth?
Are we tying it up and we're done?
It's official, Lady J. You can go back to TikTok and tell that weirdo. No, I'm just playing.
Just out in the wild with an open episode.
I'm gonna be nice.
Yeah, that is true. That's true. You right up on anything.
So done. We're tying this one up and we're locking it up away. We're done with that first topic. We're good. Everybody's good.
I feel good about that, and I think I learned something because I thought more men. I just want to share. I think I learned something tonight when you pitched that topic to me. I really thought men were going to be all up in here. And I'm really I'm impressed by my brothers out here in the audience, and Unc, because I learned something new about you all, and I appreciate that response. That's all.
Yeah, thank you.
That's a good thing. I love when people learn something. Like that's because I love learning. So that you learned something, that's amazing. I'm excited. That's good. So we're closing. Judge Crystle, you gonna hit the gavel? You gonna hit the gavel on this one?
Gavel's down. The kids gotta go to bed. Y'all close the curtains because we got something else we want to talk to you about.
Close the curtains. Okay.
Are you ready, Unc? Are you ready, Unc?
Go ahead.
Okay,
let's go.
So, story time. This particular topic came up because Mike had called me one day. Mr. Michael Hennessy called me one day, and when he called me, I was at the No-No store. That's what I call it. I call it the No-No store. I was at Adam and Eve.
Oh, wow. Don't worry about it. We order stuff from there.
Fun fact, Lady J was at the No-No store. It was time to do some upgrading on some items and things of that nature, okay? And so Mike was like, oh, okay. Like me and Mike have that kind of relationship where it's like, oh, yeah, this is this. It's like, oh, okay, well, that's what it is. And then we move on in life. So why do I feel like sensational should have popped up? God. So I was at the No-No store. I was upgrading. Thank you, Mike. I was upgrading on some things. And so the topic is, what is your comfortability in the bedroom? What are you willing to do? What are you not willing to do? What's okay? Like where on this topic? Because I got a whole box that lives in my room. Fun fact, Lady J got a pole in a garage.
You got some Kim sticks to go with it.
So, like, what is
She be twirling around Kim sticks and then fly around the pole.
I have so many questions about this topic. So many questions. So, and actually, no, you guys dive in on how you feel because I have questions about
what are your questions though?
So, because you said comfortability, right?
Yeah. Because some people are really like shy. Some people are shy. Some people, there's some people who are like lights on or lights off only. Listen, and fun fact, Lady J used to be real conservative. Like, nope, all the lights off. Like, no, only under the covers. Like
oh yeah, no.
Conservative.
So I just think that means that someone's not comfortable with that.
I wasn't
person. If you're feeling that way, I think anyone who's truly comfortable with their partner. There's a lot of things on the table, and when you mature in sexual relationships, and comfortability is the number one common bond between you and that person, you'd be surprised. There's a lot that's on the table. So, and I just feel like, I know I can't speak for everyone, but I feel like if there are some things that you're not doing, like that stuff you just described, I think that's a comfortability issue. That lover does not make you comfortable. But I will say, toys are fun, right?
I think so.
But I feel a little corny because I feel like I meet men who are like totally into it, right? Like talking about like BSM stuff, right? Like, did I say it right? And or right? Like I've been in that scenario. Yeah, BDS. Like I've missed the nasty time. Like, yes. And I've been in that situation. It's just too much all the time. And then I feel like on another side, it's like they're so square that they're not into any of it. And I just really wonder if there's anyone out there who's okay with the happy medium. Like, I don't want to do that all the time. Like, I need some regular, corny, boring missionary stuff, right? Like most of the time. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I just want to love on you. And then I want to kick it up a notch every now and again. It just seems like there are two extremes out here in the world. And I just wanted to ask what your thoughts are on that.
So before old head goes in, so I get that you said, like, you think it's I'm walking around don't yet. So yes, sometimes it is comfortability with the person that you're with, but a little more background on Lady J. I had a very strict mother, like to the point, like, y'all, I don't know if y'all remember the close-up commercials where they would, like, old head probably remember the close-up commercials. You remember the close-up commercials where they was about to kiss?
I remember the close-up.
You remember it?
Yeah, and they look
so
at
they was
you.
about to kiss. Like, yo, my mom would come in the room and be like, "What are you watching?"
And y'all put you.
Like, yo, she scared me. Like, literally, like, she scared me to the point where I felt like everything was taboo when it came to sex, because like I'm just watching a toothpaste commercial and you pop in the room like I'm doing something bad. And then I was born and raised in church. So I was born and raised in church, and in church they tell you everything bad, right? Okay. Only thing that's okay is missionary, right? Because that's what Adam and Eve did. And so, like, so it's like, so I'm like this girl who's been born and raised in church, and then I got this mom who literally is like every single small thing is like a thing. So it's like, sheesh. So for me, that was very hard. So I had to find my own way in sexuality. I had to find my own comfortable space in it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that sometimes, yes, it is, do I feel comfortable enough with this particular person? Because you do have some people who are not that comfortable. Like I said, I got a box. So some people are okay that I got this box and it got a bunch of stuff in there. And then some people are like, wait, you got what? You want to do who?
But are you bringing is the box something that, and this goes back to my question though, like, you have a box. I feel like most women have boxes, but my thing is, are
No,
you
they don't.
someone
You'd be
who's
surprised.
but are you pulling the box out like every time we have every time like is it like I gotta try everything in the box? Because I think this is like really important. You having a box is not a big deal, but do we have to do everything in the box every single time? And I think
No.
you get what I'm saying? Like
no, I mean I get it. I think
why I'm laughing? Why
I have a lot of conversations with a lot of people
about it. The
you
way
what?
you were saying something about the box, I could imagine when you was like, did she pull it out every time? And it was like pulling the chest out the closet. And
the reason why I asked, the person that I dated someone for a few years who was into it in an extreme way and exposed me to it in an extreme way. It was like every session was like this. And I was just like, yo, this is exhausting. This is exhausting. This is too much.
No. So I think the thing is, like, I think you're right? Is it all the time? Is it some of the time? But I think I have a lot of conversations with a lot of people, and I really met somebody who had like their life is real basic. With their wife, it's very basic. Like, no, for real.
We need a poll in the chat. Who got a box? How many of y'all out there, your wives got boxes? Put it in the chat. Go ahead.
Like, literally, they had told me they've never had phone sex. I said, what? And they were a military member. And I was like,
so you deployed and all kinds of other stuff, and you ain't, oh, man.
So, Unc, do you and your wife have a box?
She doesn't have a box. She has a certain drawer.
Okay.
Yeah, so, yeah. And we mess around, dabble and stuff with things. So I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it at all.
Yes, and I agree.
Scorpios don't have problems with that type of stuff. It's just what it is.
Brother Scorp.
I think that, you know, it depends on the person. I don't think that you have to have the box every single time. I think that you do have to have. I think you really do have to have a person that's comfortable with it. I do think I agree with you, Crystle, and what Demetrius said is like, it's kind of like, what is the mood? Because you don't have to like be like that. Like, you ain't got to pull stuff about. So there's a box, right? But I think sometimes people like, so if you watch my TikToks, you'll see like some of my box moments.
I need to go look at the highlight reels of this box. Go ahead.
So you'll see like when I pull out like handcuffs or whatever, like, and I do like certain TikToks with handcuffs or whatever, and people are like, why you got them handcuffs? Don't worry about what I do. Okay, mind your business. But I think that for some people that's like, oh, it's a turn on, and then some people like, that's scary. Like, she's a little bit too much. And so I think like you really have to know your comfortability in the bedroom, and you have to know other people's comfortability. Like the person I was talking about, and they were like, they've never had phone sex in their whole entire life. They got a whole wife, whole situation. They've been in the military, deployed, all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, wait, you ain't never what? Like, and you've been deployed and gone, and you ain't never what the heck? They don't know nothing about no handcuffs. They don't know nothing about no like BDM. They don't know nothing about no like nothing. And I was just like,
what are they, Mormons?
So I think too, though, like you said, it's important to note that I don't think this is the majority. I'm gonna be honest. I'm stereotyping right now. I don't think that's the majority. I do think there are some people that are not that don't have the same sex drives as others.
Yeah.
I had a friend who didn't like to kiss, and I was just like, what the hell? Like, she never kissed her boyfriends, and she found men who liked that. And I was just like, what planet y'all live on? Who don't like to kiss? What I'm getting at is everyone has a different sex drive, and you know, different things turn them on, and it makes sense that not everyone has done these things. I just don't think that's the majority, and I do feel like you'd be surprised at how many people act surprised because it's taboo as well.
Yeah.
But behind closed doors, you'd be surprised that there are other things going on. So I just wanted to call that out. I think the fact that it's so taboo, that's why you get those reactions, in my personal opinion. But People be out here doing the most. That's all I'm saying.
The naughty box.
That's all I'm saying. They go to box.
He got
They
the
go to
whip
box.
and the whipping.
I watched this show, and I'm actually going to shout it out.
Facts.
I'm going to shout this show out. I don't advertise shows on this show like ever. If you don't mind, I want to shout this show out because I love it, and I think they are the show. It's two women, and this shouldn't matter, but I think it matters. They're acceptable. They match an acceptable beauty standard, if you will. I'm just going to put it like that, and they are so vulgar. To the point where some folks might find it completely disgusting. Their show is called Horrible Decisions, spelled with a W. It's a podcast. Look it up. They're on YouTube. They're everywhere. They've been on Breakfast Club. I love the show. And the reason why I love it is because they make taboo conversations so normalized. And it's necessary. They talk about a lot of stuff. And I think because of what they look like, they get away with it and people are really accepting of it. They're talking about some nasty stuff. Anyway, look it up, Horrible Decisions. And I think it's where we need to be. We need to be comfortable with these conversations. And we probably wouldn't get so many people like, oh my God, you got a box? Anyway.
No, I agree. I think that it does need to be normalized because I think that dealing with.
I love it. Yes, thank you. I love this show.
Mike found it.
Show.
I think that especially for me in my situation with the way my mom raised me, it messed me up as a kid and as an adult. So it took me a really long time to be able to have conversations like this openly. And so if it was more normalized, I literally y'all know I got 5 crumb snatches. My older 2 are 23 and 21. We have open conversations about sex and being intimate with a person and things of that nature and what you do or you don't do and how far you go and how far you don't go. Honestly, sometimes a little bit too open. Sometimes like, okay, yo, pause. I didn't need that visual. Thanks, but no thanks. But I wanted to make sure that my children didn't grow up with that same uncomfortableness about their sexuality or how they functioned with their partners, because I wanted them to know that, hey, this is a normal thing. It's an okay thing. It's okay to have sex. Now, I'm not saying go out there and just, sow your royal oats with everybody, but it does need to be normalized that like, hey, this is a normal thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can do this and don't feel ashamed about it, because I was taught, I felt like to feel ashamed about it. And so it calling the explorer, it sent me into this path where when I got older and I had husbands, because I've been married twice, I didn't know what to do. I was very conservative. So it caused the hindrance in relationship because of that. So I think, yes, you're right. It does need to be normalized. It does need to be something that is talked about and explained. And when kids are old enough, right, when they're at an age of understanding and that's where they're at, like I said, 21 and 23, these are conversations that we can have, and they could be like, yo, mom, so what this and this, should I get some lingerie or should I I have my 21-year-old, she's married, and she comes to me and she's like, so I'm doing this evening, mom, what should I do? This is this. And I enjoy sitting and having conversations with her like that. And some people might think that's weird, but I would rather her ask me than ask somebody else. And I would rather her have those conversations than to not have a healthy sexual relationship with her husband. Because what happens when you don't have a healthy sexual relationship with your partner? 9.5 times out of 10, what happens? They go find somebody else because somebody else is about to fulfill what you're not. So I personally think you do have to make sure that you are understanding of what your partner needs and being open and honest about what you're comfortable with, what you're not comfortable with, and be more open-minded. And if you're with somebody who's not as open-minded, then you really need to find another partner, because
I think it's important to mention too, not so much that they're going to go find somebody else. I know we talk about that, and I know that that's a common way of understanding relationships, that if you're not pleasing your partner, they're going to move on. So good point. But it's even better to note that you're not bonding with your partner if you're not engaging in good activities in that way. Unless that's not your love language, right? But for those who rely on that and who really communicate in that way, you're not bonding with them. You need to bond. So I think it's so important that we talk about these taboo discussions. And listen, if your husband, wife, whoever wants handcuffs, and I'm not going to name the other things on here. We're live on Facebook.
Chains and
I mean, but
a battering ram.
Another point to make too is, Lady J, you said you should probably find another partner. I won't go as far as to saying that. I think that
wait, say again. That what?
You mentioned that you should find another partner if they're not into it. I think sex therapy is necessary for people, especially if you're with someone for the long haul, to maybe figure out where the common ground can be found. But again, if that's not working, obviously you should find a partner that you're compatible with sexually.
Now, I feel as though, and I think this is where people mess up a lot, is that people are so quick to rush into becoming intimate and like becoming sexual with a person, right? Having sex with a person, that they don't take the time to actually find out what that person's interested in. How does their body work? I am very open with a person that I'm interested in on how my body works, how it functions, what it does, what it doesn't do, what I'm interested in, what I'm not interested in, because before becoming intimate with them, because I don't want you to come into this place and this space with me and be surprised. I don't need you to be surprised and you be like, oh, wait, you didn't tell me that this is it. Nope. No, listen, you were fully aware. We had these conversations prior to us becoming intimate with each other. And I think that's really important, because if you know how I am, what I'm looking for, how my body works, how it doesn't work, I feel like now you can kind of know how to maneuver better, right? We want to have this natural flowing situation with the person, which is fine, but I would rather you have some kind of knowledge prior to than to just go into it and then be like, because if you're not into, what if you're not into what I'm into? What if I want to handcuff you every single time I'm with you, but you don't like that? So now I pull this out and you scared because it's like, whoa, what are you?
This dude done been arrested so many times. He see a pair of cuffs. I don't care if they fuzzy or not. He's like, hey, hold on now.
So I think it's really, I think it's an important note too to talk. Like we talked about marriage and stuff, right? Like, and we went into a topic about it, and it made me think about sex toys and taboo and getting freaky with your partner, right? I think you guys might remember Beyonce had the Partition video that came out, and I remember there were a lot of comments about, ooh, yes, the vulgarity.
Jeez, Mike, you quick with it.
Yes, the vulgarity in this video. I wish we could zoom out.
I've never seen the video actually.
It is a sexy, steamy video, and it's not like they showed sex toys or anything like that in there, but you can tell the messaging behind it if you listen to the lyrics. It's very steamy. But there was some like backlash around that time, you know, and then a lot of the support for it touched on what we're talking about now. It's just like you have two married people. If I decide, like in Western culture, right? The message is to marry, and then you should be able to do whatever you want in that way, right? You have a married woman who's out here wanting to be sex positive about the things that she does behind closed doors with her husband, and it stirred up a lot of conversation. So I just think that that's a very big point, how you're talking to your daughter about, you know, comfortability with her husband. Not to say that people can't do these things if you're not married, because I know everybody has different beliefs, but I think if we're truly committing ourselves to one person, whether it's through marriage or some other way that you find yourself committed to this person, I think you should have freedom to be able to like do whatever it is you please with each other in all types of taboo ways. Hopefully that doesn't sound too nasty, but anyway, I just wanted to share that.
I don't think so. I think you're supposed, I mean, if you're going to be with somebody, especially if you're going to go and you're going to give that part of yourself, because I do believe that, you know, I don't believe it's the most important thing to give to someone, but I feel like if I'm gonna go to that realm with you, because like I said, for me, going to that level with a person, I need to make sure that I do feel emotionally and mentally comfortable and safe with you, and that's just because that's how I deal in my feelings. Because if I'm gonna go there with you, that means I like you a lot. Okay. Like I'm not gonna lie, I've had like twice, two situations where it was like I didn't feel you like that, but I was like, you could scratch this itch. But that's neither here nor there. We're talking about people that we like.
But wait, what if someone does try something and you don't like it? Like, what do you do?
Wait, if what?
What if someone does try something in the bedroom and you're not ready for it, or you don't like them enough, or it's too much, or maybe they pull out? I had someone pull out butt plugs one time, and I was like, "Whoa."
He was like, "Oh yeah."
But see,
like,
that's the thing.
But see,
that's the thing. I have these conversations ahead of time because I need you to know.
Point.
Listen, let me tell you something. Lady J is not down with the butt plugs, okay? I don't want to do it, okay?
Like what is going on up in here? What is going on? Like, I'm sorry, I'm not ready for it. I'm not ready.
I'm not with the butt plugs. I'm not with the back door. Okay, so not my thing. I don't want to do it. I don't want it.
There's some strange things happening in the world.
Like, whoa, yeah, I don't want to experiment with that. But I make sure that I have those conversations ahead of time, so you're not surprised. Because listen, if you're down with something and I'm not, I want to know ahead of time. Okay, we don't even need to waste our time. We don't even need to go there. Okay, because you like this, I don't like that. We're not compatible in that manner. Okay, it was nice to meet you. Have a great day. Thank you, sir. Moving on. Like,
I like that. And this isn't necessarily about sex toys, right? Look, I'm gonna start spelling stuff. Like, I mean, like we're talking to the children. Like this, even if we're not just talking about sex toys, I think the communication and talking in advance is so sexy. I remember at one point I was dating someone.
It can be.
We were like moving into a space, right? And they proactively asked like about testing. Like, should we go be tested? And I was like super excited. I know this sounds so corny. I was like, oh my God, because I want to talk about these things, but and it's a shame that because we feel that someone else might take it wrong, that we don't. I have to admit, I've been uncomfortable to say these things because I don't want someone else to be uncomfortable. But when that conversation was brought to me, I was like, oh my God, yes, let's go do it. Because then you can really feel free, right? And so I'll say, is that insulting if a girl was like, hey, can you go get tested?
I don't think so.
It's people, people gonna be people. They either gonna think it's messed up or whatever. What you trying to say? You trying to say
I need to make sure
I got something. Look, I got something that I might put on you that Ajax won't take off. That's what you saying. So look, she had a drink after that. But anyway, I don't know. I've never seen, like, if somebody was to say that, say if I was single or whatever, and somebody said that to me, I wouldn't have a problem with it. Because you have to look at today's world. It's just so much going on, so much happening. You don't know what you're getting yourself into now. So
not even a little bit.
And if it's hard for you to think about that when somebody says it to you and you just take it as a negative, like I said when we was talking about old boy, something wrong with you. Just take it. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to be with this person or whatever, just take it.
Right.
I mean, it should be that,
take it for yourself, simple, right? Because you don't know.
Simple.
Yeah, it should be that simple, but people like to make it hard. That's just like the people that's wearing masks or whatever because of COVID. They having a hard time. Oh, I don't want to wear a mask. You're taking away my freedom. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody taking away your freedom. They trying to save your ass. But anyway, you got the ones that don't want to wear it and the ones that comply with it. So, it's either going to be on one hand or the other, pretty much.
I agree. I absolutely agree. I think.
Lady J, I didn't mean to like take you off track with that whole question, but I know we're at time, right? And we probably should be wrapping this up. But before we wrap it up, real quick, are you going to share with us what's in your box?
You want me to show you my box?
I'm just curious. We got to be quick because producer Mike is in the back. We're counting down time, so you got to make a quick decision, executive decision. Are you going to share the box?
So you want me to actually show you what's in the box?
I mean, you got to be quick. It's 18 after. What's up? Are you going to show us or what? Listen, inquiring minds want to know.
Inquiring minds want to know. Y'all got me moving around.
So we're while she gets her box, we're learning things today, team, on how to be safe in relationships, right? And how to enjoy the taboo with our husbands, our wives, the ones that we've committed our bodies to. Were you going to say something, Unc?
No, I wasn't.
All right, let's zoom on in. We got the box.
See this box. Oh,
it's a whole box.
Hurry up, Lady J. It's 18 after.
I
thought it was going to be like a treasure chest. She pulled out.
It's not a treasure chest. It's just.
Oh,
Lady J's got like a couple of things in her box.
Do you have some sage in there too? To burn away the energy?
Look at that.
Look at that. Really got a box.
You got to play the music.
Yo, she got costumes.
I don't know if we're supposed to show that on
Lady J.
Yo, that's a look at it. It just popped up like, huh? Man,
I gotta step my game up.
Yo.
Ooh, Lady J, what the hell? Look like you got a movie production in this box. Like you about to start. She got the swing set. Oh, shit. Yo.
Here got that mute.
Yo.
I love it. So Ralph said, "Is that an ice scraper in the box? Is that an ice scraper?"
No, there's no ice maker in this box.
Oh man, listen, everybody that's watching this, do not jump in her DMs because I know it's on its way. You mofos about to go nuts and crazy like so.
Because the box is only used for the special. You have to be special, right? Lady J, you have to be special for the box.
I'm about to leave back off of here, but when I seen this big ass box, I'm like, what the hell? Lady J.
All right, so I know we're at time, and we gotta take it down, and Lady J, round town.
Listen, shouts out to you, Lady J. Somebody will be a happy man really, really soon. Wait, she was right next to the box.
Wait, that was the box right there.
It's because I'm in my bedroom.
Oh shit! I thought you was somewhere else. Oh man.
She keeps the box on hand.
Listen.
She's gonna be playing silk.
That's
meeting in my
side
bedroom.
Of Lady J. Shh, don't tell nobody.
Hold on. I'm about to jump back out of here, but I know the guys is about to go nuts looking at this shit right now. They're gonna be like, so I seen all types of costumes.
I actually love
I think there was some big ass pair of boots.
Awesome.
She might be some dominatrix stuff. She might be stepping on y'all neck. Y'all listen, Lady J got two sides. Y'all know about. I can't give y'all her actual name.
That was really cute. Yeah. The costumes were really cute. I really like that idea, Lady J.
That was cool. It was cool.
All right, let's get up out of here, Lady J.
Okay, so we need to figure out where everybody is. Where can we find everybody? So, Crystle, where can we find you, lady?
Hey, my name is Crystle D. As always, you can find me at My Thoughts Could Be a Blog on IG. I also have a website, mythoughtscouldbeablog.com, and I'm talking about Twitter a lot, but I really like TikTok. So Lady J got me hooked on TikTok, and I'm building an audience. So actually, I want to divert. Let's go to TikTok, team. Okay, look me up. It's My Thoughts Could Be a Blog on everything. IG, my website, TikTok. I'm making my way there, y'all. So come and watch, have fun with me, and make sure you share and like and do all that other fun stuff. And follow. That's it.
Old Head.
Yes, you can
How
find
can we
me.
follow you? How can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram under old_head18. You can also find me Robert Shaw on Facebook.
Are we giving out Facebooks now?
Yeah.
I thought Mike don't like
Yeah,
Facebook.
he don't like Facebook.
Oh, you being defiant. You being defiant. And y'all can see his Xbox, where you can find him on Xbox. Y'all know me, where y'all find me all the time, because what has my brain?
TikTok.
So you can find me on TikTok as Lady J1111. Oh my God, I have so much stuff. I have my regular Facebook page, well, my business Facebook page, which is Days Decadent Delights, because I'm a baker. My business page on Instagram, which is J's _ decadent _ delights. And then I have a Twitch, Instagram, Ladyman 2008. My Twitch, what is my Twitch, Mike? My Twitch is, no, it's not Lady J. Oh, yes, it is. Lady J _1111. I'm still trying to get used to that one. I need y'all to come on. And then I have a YouTube, which is just Lady J. I need y'all to come follow me on my Twitch and my YouTube. I appreciate y'all support on TikTok. But come follow us, come follow me there. And then also, as y'all know, anything and everything Blurred Approved Entertainment, I need y'all to follow us on all of that. We have gaming. We got a no show. We got a no show on Tuesdays. Y'all, we got a no show
You
on
gotta
Tuesdays.
bring the box to the no show.
Mm-hmm.
You
keep coming.
You should dress up.
Mike Hennessy, Mr. Michael Hennessy, and Old Head have their show, I want to say, on Mondays. The No show is on Tuesdays. We have shows Monday through Friday.
Man.
Y'all follow Blurred Approved Entertainment. Ain't nobody go tell. Thank you.
Mike, can we have an invite to the No show where we all dress in costumes? I want a reason to buy a costume and put it in my box. Anyway, let's talk offline. We should do that, right? Yeah. I want to dress up. Yeah. Or maybe we can go live on Twitch or something. Just because. Like, anyway, okay, never mind. It'll be a G costume.
Listen, you can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Facebook. Like, subscribe, follow, hit the bell. Hit the bell so that you can be notified, so that you don't miss any of us at any particular time. Thank y'all so much for joining us. I'm glad y'all enjoyed my box or whatever.
Hey,
have a good night, y'all.
To our audience, thanks for chit chat, and we love the comments. Keep it up. Come back next week.
Absolutely,
we have some more to talk about. And thanks for coming.
Yes,
thanks so much.
Yes, it's always a pleasure.
Love the energy.
You already know. I already love
your wife gotta come on one day and talk with us. I want to pick her brain.
Yeah, I want to. I've been talking to her about coming on. She said she will.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, she says she will one day.
Okay.
One day.
Yeah, cool. One day.
I know that one day.
Don't know when that's gonna be, but
yeah, I know that one day comment. Yeah, one day. One day be like 3 years later. Yep. I know that comment.
She said she liked y'all show.
Oh, she? Oh, yeah. Tell her I said thank you.
Yeah. First time she saw it, she was like, they was getting it. They were getting it.
Well, happy Friday. I'm so glad everybody came, and I can't wait to drop because I'm going to have another cocktail and then hang with Lady J and everybody else after hours.
Yes, y'all. Oh, y'all. So wait a minute. Before we go, because we have a couple more minutes. So we have kind of been doing kind of like an after party after the show. And so y'all can kind of drop in the comments or, hit me in my TikTok inbox, okay? Don't be hitting me in my DMs with no crazy stuff about the box and nothing like that. But if y'all would like to hang out with us after the show, because we've been trying to kind of do some music and just vibing out and kind of like a party music party with the ladies afterwards. So if y'all are interested in doing that, where after we have the show, we just vibe out and we just chill, let me know. Yes, the after party.
So Ralph has to order the pizza.
Oh, Ralph, you ordering pizza?
No.
Blacko, you ordering us pizza? What you say? I'm hungry. I ain't gonna lie. I'm hungry. I ain't gonna lie. So We are looking at doing that. So if you guys are interested in having doing the after party with us ladies, after the show, let us know. But thank you guys for joining us. I appreciate y'all coming back every Friday with us and sitting with us and enjoying the time. So have a good night. Happy Friday, and we'll see y'all. Y'all better be back next Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all be back. Weekend. Have a good night.
After party.
Oh, all the pieces on the roll.
Hey, gotta speak it into existence.
Hotel lobby.
Thanks, y'all.
Then it's probably this. I gotta
have a good night, y'all. Thank you.
He said,
"Take on us out, Mike. Take us on out."
Guess who's back? Back again. What's up?
Good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome back to Lie to Yourself.
I have a problem.
Y'all, Crystle was out here giving off a show. Lord,
luckily I caught it.
That's what you've known for so long. And for me, like a person like me who's been in a relationship for such a long time, even though I didn't realize how toxic it was until the end. So y'all are gonna think I'm super weird, okay? Fun fact, Lady J is real weird about her food, okay? But my whole entire life, I was like, white sauce does not belong on spaghetti, and chicken definitely don't belong in those spaghetti. No, I grew up, for real, listen, I'm just text real quick, and I'm gonna just, hey, how you been? How's work?
I love food. I won't call myself a foodie, but Lady J, I am like an experienced girl, right?
Okay.
The plating matters to me, right? If I go somewhere